Good morning. Get ready with me today as I tell you my top 3 things I would make sure I have before I start a GLP-1. This feels so good. It's like my favorite part of the routine. Okay, anyway. So the first thing is get yourself electrolyte water. I started off with Essentia because at that time that was the best thing on the market to ensure that I was getting all my electrolytes in. After I had done a bit of research, and although Essentia was a saving grace, I calculated 1/3 of a liter bottle of water is what I would consume a day for the lower doses. But after I had done some research, I transferred to Drip Drop, and I kept getting these like dizzy spells throughout the week where around like 4 p.m. it was so bizarre. But after I would get up and move around after working, which I do have a sitting job, I work from home, I would then go make dinner, do whatever, do my workout, go sit down on the couch, and next thing I knew, I would get up again and feel extremely dizzy. So no matter how many electrolytes I was adding into my body, from what I thought, my doctors kept telling me, like, Sam, you've got to be dehydrated, because they pulled my numbers a million times. And I said, look, it's getting to the point where, like, I'm kind of scared to be alone. I even was diagnosed with POTS to an extent. Prior to Wegovy, I would say I had POTS for sure. But yeah, so I really was driving hard with the Drip Drop. And then I came across instant hydration. Instant hydration has been an absolute game changer for me. I actually did not expect to feel this way on this by taking this. But those dips in the afternoon that would make me feel like I was almost going to black out are gone. Instant hydration pairs it with vitamin D and K for good calcium absorption. This has French sea salt in it, has 83 trace minerals in it, and it also has like magnesium, calcium, potassium, all the things that you need, and it's 0 sugar, organic, monk fruit sweetener. This is a huge game changer for me. Absolutely love this product. Could not recommend it enough. In the beginning, I did try. I tasted it for you guys last week, and I'm not a huge fan of this flavor. I do have cherry limeade on the way, but I will say that I've gotten used to the flavor. I no longer mind. The benefit outweighs all of that. And they told me to actually blend this with ice and have like an orange slushy. I will try that and see how I feel. But yeah, I would 10 out of 10 recommend starting off with this. All of those ingredients do help with the osmolarity, which means that we're absorbing all of the water into our cells, which is what we need in order to not be clinically dehydrated. And then the second thing I would do is I would get Digestive Enzymes by ZenWise. This is an incredible thing to have on hand. I no longer need it, but when you're first starting out on Wegovy, your body is going to tell you what you can and cannot tolerate. And as a result, you're gonna not feel super well sometimes from certain foods. So like for me, that was potatoes. And for other people, it's like a certain cuisine. And some people don't have that effect at all. But you do want to create kind of a system where you eliminate that reaction as much as possible. So you are going to learn like what those sensations are for you and when to stop. One thing people are concerned about is if they overeat, are they going to feel nauseous? You're going to feel it when you need to just stop eating food. So don't worry about that. And then the third thing that I highly recommend is we want to optimize this process as much as possible. I keep saying that. I sound like a broken record, but you really want to use this to your advantage while you're on the medication. But for those of you that definitely want to wean off, you're going to want to create some sort of like structure. A bunch of research prior to starting Wegovy, and I landed on Weight Watchers. Now, Weight Watchers has been a tried and true method for multiple people just to lose weight in general. And I'd say for me, that was the case. Like, I had been a Weight Watchers person for a very long time prior. And it was one of the only programs that actually worked to get me to like that 201 stage, where I definitely couldn't break 201, but it got me there when I was at my highest weight. And then I plateaued. So I knew I could trust Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers has a whole GLP-1 program that they've implemented into their plan. It is of no extra cost to us. So I pay $10 a month. Maybe it's a little bit more now this year. I don't know, because I'm grandfathered in. But they have a whole GLP-1 system that you don't have to opt to use their clinic. It's just their personalized plan for those on a GLP-1 to help and ensure that you're not focusing so much on points as much as you are your protein intake, because that's what matters when you're on Wegovy or any sort of GLP-1, because you need to be careful of lean muscle mass. And the way to ensure that you won't lose too much of that is by consuming protein and building strength. So like lifting weights, which I actually am at the point where I need to start doing that. 10% recommend getting some sort of electrolyte. It doesn't have to be instant hydration. I just highly recommend this because I have tried a lot of them to me, and this is the only one that helps with those very dizzy spells, and it's actually hydrating me, and I do believe it's because of the sea salt they use, which is French sea salt, Segre sea salt, and plus all of the trace minerals that are in there, etc., etc. Get some Digestive Enzymes by ZenWise. They also have a bloat digestive capsule. I cannot consume that because I do happen to be allergic to one of the ingredients in it, but people swear by that. You are going to feel bloated on this medication. I'm not really sure the rhyme or reason behind it, but it's legit. I feel bloated pretty much every single day, so I'm very curious what I'll feel like and look like after this journey. And then definitely get a structured plan so that way you're optimizing the process as much as possible and ensuring that you're hitting your protein goals, your water goals, your fiber goals, okay? If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment. Definitely let me know if there's any other tips that you might need. I will continue to do this and talk about Wegovy. Follow me for more on wellness tips and tricks while on Wegovy, but also in everyday life.